Children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. Children, today from our science subject, we will be continuing the chapter Air, Water and Weather. So, in previous classes, we have discussed about water. So, in today, we will be continuing the same topic, okay, regarding water. Before starting our lesson, so we'll just learn about a word. What is it? It is about precipitation. Precipitation. What is precipitation? The condensation of atmosphere water vapor on the earth's surface is called precipitation. Like as we have learnt, so what is precipitation? It is the condensation of atmosphere water vapor. Now we learnt that atmosphere contains water vapor. No. So when this water vapor in the atmosphere, it gets cooled down. It gets cool, then it is going to fall in the form of rain, snow and etc. Okay. And this is called as precipitation. Where is it going to fall, children? On the earth surface. The cool water vapor, the water vapor which has been cooled in the atmosphere, that is going to fall down on the earth. Okay, so that is known as precipitation. For example, our rain. Clear, children? And the main forms of precipitation include rain, sleet, hail, snow. Okay, these are different forms of rain. Rain in the sense we can see only the water drops. Snow again it's of like fog. No, so all that sleet, hail, like dew and all that. So these are different forms of precipitation. Clear, children? Now we learn about water purification. Water purification. What is purification? Removing all impurities is known as purification. And what we are removing impurities from which? From the water. How we are going to remove the impurities of water is known as water purification. Clear, children? Water water contains many substances like sand, dirt and germs which make the water unfit for use. Okay, water contains many substances. So many substances like what? Sand, dirt, germs. No. So if you have observed, children, in the water sometimes we can see germs. No. And sometimes we cannot see this dirt, but it contains dirt also, and it also contains sand. Because of this, what will happen? It will not be ready for use. No, ready for use in the sense it is not good for our drinking purpose or cooking purpose, because the water is contaminated. Contaminated in the sense it is not pure. No. So drinking impure water causes diseases. What happens? Why the water which is not pure is not good for health? Because we are going to get diseases. Okay, if you drink impure water, we'll get diseases. Clear, children? Like diarrhea, like vomiting and all that. Sometimes like fevers and all that. So, you have to take pure water for drinking and for cooking purpose. So, water should be purified before using it for drinking and cooking. So, that is why we have to purify the water before we use it for cooking or drinking, because cooking and drinking, this water directly goes into our stomach. No. Yes or no, children? So if we eat something cooked things with water, that again if we drink water, it directly goes into our stomach. No, if it is pure, it is good for us. But if it is not pure, which is containing like dirt, germs and sand, then what happens? Because our stomach gets upset with that impure water, we will be getting diseases. No, it is going to harm our body. So that is why we have to take pure water. Clear, children? Now, let us learn about some methods by which we can purify water. So you have got different methods in purifying the water. Okay, so we'll just discuss some. We are going to learn about some methods where we can purify the water. Purifying water is nothing but making the water pure, removing all the impurities like sand, dirt and germs. Clear, children? Yes, now. Boiling. What is the first method here? It is about boiling. So regularly in our homes we do this. We'll boil the water before we drink. So most of you have been observed this. So mother boiling the water and keeping it aside for getting cool, and after that you are going to drink the water. Why? Because now the water is ready for drinking. No. So one of the easiest methods to purify water is to boil it for 10 minutes. Boiling kills most of the germs present in the water. Okay. So this is the easiest method of purifying water, children. No, there is no need of any type of instruments, or no need of much time, no need of much hard work. No, you can just take water in a container and just boil it on the stove only for 10 minutes. That's enough. So all these germs which are there in the water, they are going to be killed. They are going to be killed. Okay. So because of that, what happens? Our water becomes pure. No. So boiled water should be cooled and then stored in a clean and covered container. And after boiling it, after the germs are, all are been killed, then we are going to keep this container aside for some time so that it can get cooled. Okay. Then we have to store this in a very clean and covered container where we can use it for drinking. Clear, children? So most of us practice this method in our homes. Clear? And other one is sedimentation and decantation. Sedimentation and decantation. So we'll just see what it is. In this method, water is allowed to stand undisturbed in a container for some time. Okay. So what are we going to do? We are taking water in one container and we are going to keep the container in a particular place without disturbing it. Without disturbing in the sense we are not going to move it. No, we are not going to move it. So it is just kept for some time. Okay. And insoluble impurities like sand settle at the bottom of the container. So what happens by this process? The other impurity, what is that? It is sand. So the sand is going to settle at the bottom of the container. Bottom, at the downside, the end of the container. All the sand, whatever it is there in the water, it is going to come down. Have you seen this, children? Have you seen this? Suppose when you get water from the taps, we'll just store it in a bucket. We'll just, fill the bucket with the tap water and we'll just keep that bucket aside. And after half an hour or 1 hour, if you see, then you can see small dust particles or sand which are settled down at the bottom of the bucket. Okay. So this, what is that? See, this process is known as sedimentation. This process is known as sedimentation. The process in which the insoluble impure substances settle down is called sedimentation. See here in the picture. Have you seen here in the picture here? It is a container filled with water and we have not disturbed it. We didn't move it. We kept it aside for some time. Then what happened? You can see all the sand. Okay. it is settled down at the bottom of the container, and this sand is insoluble, children. Insoluble. It is not going to dissolve along with the water. Suppose if you mix salt, sugar, what happens in the water? They are going to dissolve. No, they are going to mix up with the water. But if you put some sand, stones, such things in the water, what happens? They are not going to dissolve in the water. So that is why we call this as insoluble impure substance. Insoluble impure substance. So not only sand, substances such as sand, dirt and all that which are going to settle down is called sedimentation. Clear? So this is sedimentation. And now we'll see about decantation. Then the water is slowly poured out into another container without disturbing the settled impurities. See what we have done here, children? So we have taken another container here, empty container, and then this container is this one. Okay, so where we have done this sedimentation process, we are just pouring the water, okay, into the other container without disturbing these impurities, settled down impurities. No, only this water which is above this sand and all dirt, only that water we are going to pour slowly in the other container. The process in which the water is poured out gently after sedimentation is called decantation. So what is decantation, children? The process in which the water is poured. The water is poured. Here see. Sorry, just a minute. So here we have poured the water. No. And this process of pouring water, gently after sedimentation is called decantation. So this is decantation. Clear, children? So hope you have understood sedimentation and decantation. Okay, so I'll just repeat once again. So where we are going to settle down all the insoluble impure substances, okay, in the water is called sedimentation, and then the process in which the water is gently poured out after sedimentation is called decantation. Clear, children? And you know about the boiling water. Now let us see about filtration. This is filtration. What are these, children? These are all the methods where we are going to purify the water, by which we are going to purify the water. Okay. And now filtration. What is it? The process of separating insoluble impurities from a liquid using a filter paper is known as filtration. Here also we are removing insoluble impurities like sand, dirt and all that, and we are removing this from a liquid. Liquid is nothing but water. No, it may be water, it may be milk, liquid, any liquid form substance. No, so here we are using a filter paper. So using a filter paper and separating all the insoluble impurities from a liquid is known as filtration. You might have heard this word filter. You might have having this particular filter machine at homes also. No, filter is why? To separate all insoluble impurities from the water. For that purpose we use them in our homes. No. So how do we do this? Let us see. In this process, water is passed through the filter paper kept in a funnel. So this is a funnel, children. So this is a funnel. What we are doing? So here in this funnel we are going to place a filter paper. Okay, filter paper. And now we are going to pour water into this funnel. Okay, where the filter paper is kept. Then what happens? The impurities are left behind on the filter paper and only pure water passes through it and gets collected in the container. Okay, so what happens? What are all the impurities in the water? They are going to be collected here and only the pure water is going to get into the container. Okay, it is going to get collected in the container. Okay, children, like for example, like how we make our tea. No, tea, what do mother does? No, she'll add tea powder, sugar, no, in the milk and water, and she'll boil it. Now after it is boiled and ready, then she is going to filter it. No, using that filter, she is going to filter it into another container. Then what happens? Sugar is a soluble substance. So it is going to mix up with the water and milk. But tea powder, it is insoluble. So in the filter, what happens? The tea powder is going to be collected. And only the tea, that is combination of milk and water along with the sugar and also the tea color and flavor, which after boiling the tea powder, what the texture we get of the tea, only that is going to be collected in the container, but the tea powder is going to be there in the filter. No, so this is how we also filter the water. Clear, children? And what this is known as what? Filtration. This process is known as filtration, as you can see here. Clear? And water taps usually have filters to purify water. Water taps, if you see children, try to touch the underside of the water tap, like where you get water, so that part you touch with your finger. What happens? You can see a very small type of filter with small holes. Okay, so that is, that is placed there because so that we don't get the insoluble impurities or substances from the water. They are going to filter it there, water taps. Even for our showers also you will be having this filter. Okay, children, clear? Chlorination. Now we learn about chlorination. What is this? Addition of chlorine. Chlorine is nothing but a chemical, children. Okay, it is a chemical. Okay, why do we use it? To kill the germs present in water. Okay, in water we said that germs also exist. So to kill the germs we add this chemical which is known as chlorine. Okay, children, and this is known as chlorination. Adding chlorine to kill the germs which are present in the water. So where we are going to add this? We are going to add this to the water. That is known as chlorination. Clear, children? Understand? So what we have learned? So we have learned about boiling, sedimentation, decantation and filtration and also chlorination. All these are what? These are all water purification methods. Okay, children? So now we have purified our water. Now it is ready for drinking and cooking purposes. Now let us see how to save our water. How to save and the importance of saving water also. So water is valuable natural resources. We need water for our daily activities like drinking, cooking, bathing and watering plants. Now it is a valuable natural resource. Water is a very valuable natural resource. Why? Because Without water, we cannot live. No, children. And it is a natural resource. So nobody are making water. It is available through nature. No, so that is why it is called as a natural resource. And why do we need water, children? We need water for our daily activities, like for drinking, cooking, bathing, and also watering plants. So we will be having plants in our houses. Not only plants, even in the agriculture fields, farmers need water for their crops, watering their crops. No, so for all these purposes, we need water. And we should not waste water because it is precious and scarce. Why we should not waste water? Because it is very valuable and scarce. Scarce in the sense it is very available in less amount. No, scarce is very little amount of water is available. Especially for drinking and cooking purposes, very little water is available. And because of this, it is very valuable. Clear, children? So that is why we should not waste the water. There are places where people walk miles to get a pot of clean drinking water. So some dry places where water is very less available, like desert areas, if you see, for example, Rajasthan. No, Rajasthan is a desert area. No, it's a dry area. So where water is very little available there. So people, they go miles together, in the sense they travel for a long distance to get a pot of clean drinking water. Not only in that particular state, children, so many areas in our country. So people, they'll just go to long distances to fetch a pot of drinking water. Okay, so because water is available very much in our areas, it is not that we should just waste it. We have to save it. Clear, children? So because it is very valuable, we have to save it. And here we'll see some ways to save water. How can we save the water? The first one is, do not leave the tap open while brushing your teeth. So what do? When we brush our teeth, until we start and complete the brushing process, the tap will keep the tap open. No, we do not need the water from the beginning till the end. Only when we gargle the water after brushing our teeth, then only we need the water to clean our teeth and mouth. No, so that is why please don't leave the tap open for the total time. Okay, just use or open the tap when you require the water for use. In the sense, when you just clean your teeth and your mouth. Clear, children? And the other one is, turn off the tap properly so that no water drips. Dripping leads to the wastage of water. And this, sometimes we'll just close the tap, but again you can see some small drops of water leaking from the tap. No, slowly one by one drop will be just leaking from the tap. This has to be stopped. When you turn off the tap, just turn off it properly. Okay, tightly, so that no droplets of water are going to come out. Because this dripping, that is water droplets coming out of the tap even after closing, this dripping, it is going to lead to wastage of water. Clear, children? And now use a water can to water the plants. Use the water can. Water can, children? So you'll have some small holes on the mouth of the water can. So that if you use such type of can to pour water to the plants, much water is not going to be wasted. Okay, so this is also one good method. Clear? And the fourth one is wash your car using water in bucket instead of using a hose pipe. So what we will do, if you want to wash our car or wash our any area, the front area, we'll just use a hose pipe. Hose pipe is like a tube, water tube, no, like a pipe where water is going to supplied from the tap. So through these, much water will be wasted. Okay, so instead of that, what we can do, we can take a water in a bucket, and which how much is required. Okay, and when it is required, then only we can pour the water from the bucket. Okay, children. So this is also one method to save the water. Clear, children? Yes. Now, so that is how we have to save the water. And now let us see about some words here which we have already learnt about all these words. So try to read along with me all these words. Let's say together. Rotation, revolution, weather, sea breeze, land breeze, humidity, evaporation, condensation, sedimentation, decantation, filtration, chlorination. Okay, children. So these are all the words which we have already learnt, and now we are just repeating the words once again. So now let us again revise what are all these words are meant for. Like rotation. Okay, rotation. What do rotation mean, children? Meanings. These are all the meanings. The movement of the earth on its tilt axis. The movement of the earth. So, if this is the earth, you have got a tilt axis, and the earth is going to rotate around itself. No, on its tilt axis. This is known as rotation. Clear? Now, revolution. What is revolution? The movement of the earth in its orbit around the sun. The movement of earth, but where? In its orbit around the sun. Here, if this is the sun and the earth is going to move on this orbit. No, this is earth. Okay. And the earth is going to move in its orbit around the sun. This is known as revolution. Clear, children? Yes. Okay, now sea breeze. Sea breeze. What is sea breeze? The cool air that blows from the sea towards the land during the daytime. Sea breeze. You have to remember like this. The air which blows from the sea. Okay. And where does it blow? Towards the land when? During the daytime. Okay. During the daytime, the air which blows from the sea towards the land. Okay. Land breeze. It is opposite to sea breeze. The cool air that blows from the land towards the sea at night. At night. So these two are opposite. Okay, children. So don't get confused. Remember well about these two. And now the other thing is sedimentation, the other word. The process in which the insoluble impurities settle down at the bottom of liquid in a container. So the process in which insoluble impurities like sand, dirt and all that, which are going to settle down at the bottom of the liquid. So if this is the container, if this is all the water, so all the impurities are going to settle down. Okay, at the bottom. This is known as what, children? Sedimentation. Clear? Now, we'll just learn about decantation. What is decantation? The process in which the clean water is poured out gently after sedimentation. After we get the water sedimented, that is, no, here. What happens? We'll take another container and we are going to pour this water, without disturbing this insoluble impurities. So we are going to pour it into another container. So only the pure water will be collected here. This is only the pure water. This is known as what, children? Yes, it is known as decantation. Clear? Now filtration. What is filtration? The process of separating insoluble impurities from a liquid using a filter paper. So even in the word only you have the answer. Filtration is using filter paper. We are going to separate all insoluble impurities from a liquid. Okay, because we are talking about water purification, we'll make it as water, but not only water, any other liquid also you can filter it. Okay, children. Then the last it comes chlorination. The process of adding chlorine to water to kill germs. Chlorine. It is a white colored substance, children. It is a chemical and you are going to add this to the water so that the germs are going to be killed. Clear now? Yes. So what are all? Yes, children, let us summarize like what we have learned. The sun causes changes in weather. So what we have learned is the sun causes change in weather. Sun in the sense the heat which is produced by the sun, it is going to change the weather. No, sometimes cool and sometimes hot. And the second one is land heats up and cools down faster than water, and this difference gives rise to sea breeze and land breeze. So we have learnt about sea breeze and land breeze, no children? So why we do get this? Because land is going to heat up and cool down faster than water. Because of this difference, we get sea breeze and land breeze. And the third one is the process of changing water into water vapor on heating is known as evaporation. What is evaporation? The process of changing water. When water is heated, then what you will get? That water becomes water vapor. No, water becomes water vapor. This process of changing is known as evaporation. Okay, children. The fourth one is the process of changing water vapor into water on cooling is known as condensation. So now this is again an opposite. What to evaporation? Like condensation is the water vapor which is in the air is going to change as water. No, which is going to change as water when it gets cooled. When the air gets cooled, the water vapor in the air, it is going to change into water. This is known as condensation. Clear, children? Now, boiling, sedimentation, decantation, filtration and chlorination are some of the methods used for purifying water. So we learnt that for drinking and cooking, it is very important for us to take pure water. No, then how do we purify the water? Like boiling, sedimentation, decantation, filtration and chlorination. So by all these methods, we are going to purify the water. Clear, children? So hope you have understood the concept well, and I am going to end here. We will be continuing in tomorrow's session with another topic. Okay, until then, take care and goodbye. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.